Okay, we can begin the meeting. Good afternoon. As chairman for the Heritage Commission, I am declaring an emergency exists, and I am invoking the provisions of RSA 91A2 paragraph 3B. Federal, state, and local officials have determined that greetings of 10 or more people pose a substantial risk to our community and its continuing efforts to combat the spread of COVID-19. In concurring with their determination, I also find that this meeting is imperative to the continued operation of town government and services, which are vital to the public safety and confidence during this emergency. As such, this meeting will be conducted without a quorum of this body physically present in the same location. At this time, I would welcome members to the public, and we are looking for assisting with you remotely. Even though this meeting is being conducted in a unique manner under unusual circumstances, the usual rules of conduct and decorum apply. Let's start by introducing ourselves, and if you can express whether there was anybody else joining you with this meeting, we'd like to get them on record. I'm John Merkel, chairman. Maura?
Hi, everyone. I'm Maura Fay, treasurer. Nobody here in the room with me, but the rest of the family in the house. So if a small person pops in, you'll know.
Julie?
Hi, I'm Julie Gilman, select board rep to the commission. I am alone, but you might hear my husband in background.
Jay?
Hi, I am Jay Myers, vice chair, and I'm alone in my room. Thank you.
John?
John Gruder, and I am alone in the office.
Okay, let's begin. Hi, Liz.
Hello.
Has anyone had an opportunity to review the June and July minutes? And we do have to, any votes that we do today, we do have to do as roll call votes. Is there any comment on the June meeting minutes? No?
I have a comment, and this pertains to both sets of minutes. The correct spelling of my last name is Myers. It's a common mistake, so no worries that it.
Let's make that change.
Done it M-E-Y, but M.
Are there any other changes in the June minutes? Any in the July minutes? If not, I'll entertain a motion to accept the minutes.
Maura has a question.
Yes, Maura.
John, just one typo I'm noticing on the July minutes. First page, about, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines down. Near the end of the line is supposed to be the word slavery. It's just a typo. It says salvary.
Got that one, Liz?
Got it.
Okay.
John, I had a couple of suggestions or things that I see in first page and second page and maybe throughout the document. Renee, who is the person that was bringing the idea of the pocket park together. In some cases, her name is spelled R-E-N-E-E, and others it's R-E-N-E, so I wasn't sure. Guessing it was E-E.
Maura?
It's actually R-E-N-A-Y. Sorry, that was another one I noticed.
And there was, go ahead.
R-A-N-E-Y.
R-E-N-A-Y.
Okay.
There was on page 4, and I think it's about halfway down. I'm trying to find it again. maybe closer, about halfway down, it states that you can export all that data. So that would be changed to export. That was a typo.
Do you see that, Liz?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any other? If not, I'll entertain a motion to accept the June minutes.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve the June minutes as amended.
A second?
Second.
All in favor? Maura?
Aye.
Julie?
Aye.
Jay?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Okay, I declare the minutes of June accepted. Is there a motion to accept the July minutes?
So moved. Move to accept the July minutes as amended.
Second.
All those in favor? Maura?
Aye.
Julie?
Aye.
Jay?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. The next item on the agenda is an update on the Black Heritage Pocket Park. Maura?
Okay, so we met, let's see, on the 30th. Had a good conversation with a number of folks representing various groups in town, select board rep, planning board, historic society, etc. And it was a good conversation. Everybody was excited about the idea. And I think for the most part, ready to kind of move forward, as well as consider how to expand the idea beyond just a memorial park for Jude Hall and potentially his family, but also to acknowledge, more of Exeter's Black history and some other avenues. So it was a good conversation. We're going to be meeting again on Thursday morning to continue talking about kind of the ins and outs. I think that Renee, in the interim, was going to be having a conversation with the Swayze trustees. So hopefully we'll get a report back from her about kind of what their thoughts are on the location.
Okay.
I think that's about it.
I had a question.
Yes?
Maura, was there any discussion on the role of the Heritage Commission in this process?
For the most part, it's sounding like there's kind of two major pieces of work. One is like the site design and layout, and the other is sort of the content, if you will. And so there was discussion around, what some kind of blurb about who Jude Hall was, but then in addition, some other tidbits about Exeter's Black history. There was talk about, whether or not and how to include names of individuals that were identified as living in Exeter who were Black, especially around the time of the Revolutionary War. So I'm going to be continuing to be involved in that. So it sounds like, what they're asking for at this point is just sort of help moving the project along. Once there is some decision around the wheres and hows, they may ask for a little bit of funding, but it was also sounding like, Renee was hoping to donate some money towards the site work or whatever else needed to happen. So it sounds like maybe a little bit of money eventually down the road.
Maura, was there any discussion about the location?
There was some discussion on the location. So basically, sort of two little sections of Swayze were under discussion. The one that Renee had originally talked about, which is basically as you enter Swayze from downtown, the kind of grassy area just to your left. And then another little section a little further down on that same side, which now currently has a couple of benches and has the paved path that you can access the senior housing. So I think part of the question was for Renee to speak to the Swayze trustees about their thoughts of whether this was an appropriate placement. If the answer was no, then obviously look elsewhere in town. But she wanted to get that conversation started first. So hopefully I'll find out more on Thursday about where that landed.
Good. Good. Any more comments? I noticed Greg Bassan from Parks and Recreation. Is he attending this meeting?
I am here for the flagpole discussion you will have Winter Street. So I'll just sit back and wait until you guys are done.
Thank you, Greg. All right.
And also, John, just to let you know, I do have to leave at 1:30 again to head out to work. So I'll be here for another 20 minutes. Okay.
We'll move this along quickly. The next item on the agenda is the discussion of the Heritage Commission helping out the HDC with some maybe some technical help that might involve some funding from our coffers. Julie, in lieu of what's happened lately, I mean, is this still on the table?
Perhaps. No, actually, in our last meeting, if you look at the RSAs, the HDC doesn't have the authority to hire a third-party engineer. So then the question was whether we should go straight to the Heritage Commission to look at the IOCA marquee structure and see what our thoughts were on its safety and whether it can stay during construction and all the questions that were asked at the HDC. The HDC did approve a temporary removal of the marquee for the construction period, and that's documented that it's supposed to be temporary. However, that might be the time that in replacing it or while it's down, to have somebody come in and look it over for rehabilitation and the attachment method, because there was a lot of discussion about how it was really truly attached to the building because you couldn't see penetrations on the inside. Thursday night is the next HDC meeting where we're going to be talking about whether or not to get the Heritage Commission involved at this point. So that's where it lies. So right now, no, but possibly in our near future. But on the same subject, the original motion about the approval anyway of the project of the renovation of the building was approved for its uses and the exterior design. Well, we didn't deal with uses. That's not the purview of the HDC, but just the design of the exterior was approved with the condition that the marquee be retained. And that's going to be challenged at the next zoning board meeting. So my question to you all is, do we want to have representation there? And I think that would be a motion. So I'm going to move it and then we can discuss. So I'm going to I move to have Heritage Commission representation at the Zoning Board of Appeals meeting with on the topic of the IOCA appeal.
There's a second?
Second.
Maura. Any discussion?
I think we should discuss how many or who we want to go to represent the Heritage Commission. And you need to look at the HDC opinion, and there's quite a bit of testimony both from the owner and folks that are interested in preserving the marquee, and the HDC discussion about the whole thing. I thought it was quite thorough, but is really necessary. There are a lot of photographs to look at that maybe is enough, but everybody has a different opinion of how it was attached, and expected the town to have our own engineer to voice an opinion. But we haven't been officially asked to act on this, to act on reviewing the status of the marquee, the structure of the marquee. The HDC is meeting on Thursday, and that may come up, whether or not we want to go through that exercise with the Heritage Commission paying for somebody. So for right now, the only thing that we have to decide on is whether or not somebody's going to represent the Heritage Commission at the Zoning Board of Appeals when this matter comes up, or if we want to just go as a regular citizen and not represent the entire commission.
Are we to take a position on this?
Well, yes, that would be best. It's not in my motion. We can do both together and separately if you want. I can withdraw my motion and have that discussion first.
Well, you can perhaps modify it to include it to the discussion.
How about we do this? I'll withdraw my motion. We can discuss a little further about how we want to approach it. I'm sort of jumping the gun, assuming everybody wants to approach it. So I'll withdraw my motion. We can discuss it a little more. Maybe that'll change the motion I make. So, Maura, you have to withdraw your second.
Oh, I withdraw my second then.
Okay, so no motion on the table.
Okay, so the position of the Heritage Commission, we don't have one right now.
Not yet. No. I think what probably how we should proceed is let the HDC have its discussion on Thursday and make a formal request to the Heritage Commission to, I don't know how far they're going to want to go down the line on what the demo review committee can do. Again, we're only advisory, so we can only give an opinion of the effects, the heritage of the marquee. We can give an opinion about the condition. It's been removed. We'd have to ask the owner if we can go see it. They don't have to say yes because they're not asking us to see it. So I guess my question is, or after processing it a little bit more, then maybe what we need to do is wait until the HDC approaches us for an opinion.
I think I would feel a little more comfortable with that because we don't have any, we never received any permit on its removal.
Right.
Will we have time between the HDC meeting and that zoning board meeting whenever it gets scheduled, or do we need to worry about that?
Yeah, no, the HDC meeting is this Thursday and the next ZBA meeting is in September.
Okay.
Where is this on the agenda for you on Thursday?
I think it's under other business. We have two applications for window changes and one other thing in addition or something. I think it would be after that under other business.
I have Thursday open. I'll try to be there.
Okay. Okay, so no motion for now because we haven't been invited to have one, to have an opinion. If the HDC decides to ask for the Heritage Commission's advice, that can be a decision by more than just a demo review committee. That can be reviewed by all of us.
Okay. All right. I will attend to that. For us to, we would have to meet again to be able to talk about this. So I guess we'll have to see what the HCC does on Thursday.
Yes, I think that's the step we need to take.
Okay, so this is not a closed matter right now. It's still kind of open.
It's open to the HDC. I'm not sure it's open to the property owner or their attorney. But yes, it's still open. I did have a disagreement with our building inspector or code enforcement officer about the process again. But read the zoning ordinance and make your opinion. There was never an actual application for demolition of the marquee. It was just presented as a project that included the removal of the marquee. So there's been no demolition permit requested, but I think the application as it was presented was enough to cover what our zoning ordinance says about removing appurtenances from a building in a historic district. So.
Okay, this is to be continued.
Yes.
All right.
I did actually have a meeting with the code enforcement officer and the town planner about the process of where the Heritage Commission fits into all the different things that come into the planning and building departments. And I've been tasked with creating a flow chart. So I'm going to do that, and I might pass it to you, John, for a first look at it. Because you've been through the processes before. So we want one of those, planning board application. Does it involve demolition? Yes. Heritage Commission? No. Planning board? Continue. But it gets kind of messed up with when does it go to the HDC first, and then whether it gets to the Heritage Commission. There have been mistakes done at the planning board level. We didn't have a representative for over a year. So I'm going to make a pass at it. John, I'd really like it if you would look at it before I have my next meeting with those folks.
I will.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Maura, I apologize. Is this pretty much an ongoing time conflict you have?
Yeah, generally, because I am working at the governor's press conferences Tuesday and Thursday afternoons, so I'm usually having to head out the door by about 1:30. So I could do 12:30 to 1:30, but 1:30 is kind of my cutoff.
Can I just ask the rest of the commission here, would they be in favor of that?
Yes.
Sure. Yes.
Okay, Maura?
Yeah, I think that works for me.
Okay, Jay?
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
You need to get going, or you got?
I've got about 5 minutes, so if there's other agenda items, I'm happy to stay for 5 more.
All right, you want to discuss the Heritage District, Park Street and Cass Street, where we coming a month? Jay, you have anything to?
Yeah, I started to, I drafted a PowerPoint presentation. I can share that with you now, or I can share it by email. It's roughly 7 slides. It's just headings and bullet points, a lot of which I transposed from the draft of our 5x7 card and kind of attempting to answer the question of what it is, why it's important, what does it mean to be involved with it. So there's a lot of, it's just some basic language, but essentially gives us a platform to describe it and add more detail, and then to offer up some discussion questions about what if there are any questions and concerns from the attendees. We'll gauge their interest in participating in a community panel, and whether or not that they could move forward as an advisory group to the town planning board.
Okay. I had about a month ago, I had put together some talking points for the planning board. I'd like to share that with you, Jay, and the rest of the board.
Sure.
I know that we mentioned at our last meeting that we're going to try to engage the public first with this. But this might be helpful for you and understand some of the process. I would suggest that rather than get involved with this right now, would be to give you a little bit more time to send an email, if you can do that.
Sure.
That would give everybody a chance to go over it a little bit beforehand, and we could maybe have some dialogue, go back and forth before the next meeting where we can discuss it in more detail and take some action.
Sure.
Everybody okay with that?
I'll send that out after we close our meeting.
Thank you.
Meeting today, so look for that in your mailbox.
Thank you. Okay, the last item is the flagpole replacement at the Winter Street Cemetery. Julie, are you or Greg?
Well, I'll start. Did I send you all the picture of what's currently there?
No.
Well, it's not very good anyway. We were approached by someone who would like to replace the flagpole because it's in such bad shape. Somebody had recommended going to the HDC, but it's not really in their purview because it's not in a historic district. I don't know what's been proposed, and this is where Greg can come in. I don't know what's proposed to replace it. Right now, it's a skinny little pole it doesn't have a lot of heft to it. It's right near the entrance on the Winter Street side. So just the question was whether what to replace it with, I guess, or because I didn't ever see what was proposed as far as the type of pole. Do we want an eagle on the top, or just a gold ball on the top, or nothing? There's lots of styles.
Well, Julie, actually, there hasn't been any proposal because we wanted to come to you first to actually get guidance on what you would like to see it replaced. It is obviously not original to the cemetery. It's a metal pole that is, if you actually look at from the kids park side of it, it is bent back. So the wind is definitely taken. It has a yard arm on it, and actually it's been retrofitted a couple times where when flags are ordered to be at half mast, my guys actually have to shimmy up the pole to get to where they can lower the flag. So this person wants to be able to do a great tribute to those that have fallen and set up, knowing that it is a limited budget. So if anyone is thinking Red Oak, that is definitely out of our budget range. Those are about $12,000. So just to give you a heads up there. So we're just looking for guidance. I know some people are keen to the eagle on top or the gold ball, but we are open to suggestions, and that's why we came to you first.
What can we afford?
What's that, John?
So what can we afford?
We have about $2,200 in the budget. So we are.
Does that
as
get
Parks
you
and
an
Rec-
eagle?
That can.
200 probably doesn't get you an eagle.
That's extra, but this person has said they would purchase the eagle themselves if that was
okay.
the,
That was
choice.
my next question. Is that person making a donation? That's nice.
So that's one of the things. And she was also looking to get other organizations involved. At first, she liked the 3 flagpole and have a flag for each, like the state flag, the United States flag, and a POW flag. That's way over our budget. So right now, we just have the $2,200 to work with.
This is another place where we might use our funds. Everybody's asking us to use funds all of a sudden, but this is a spot if we don't have enough to get that Red Oak pole, which would be nice. But
so what does $2,200 get? A fiberglass pole? Is that what they have these days?
That is correct. But you for a little extra money, you can get. You don't have to get the silver one. You can get a colored one from a black to a brown. So. If you want something to blend in, it would cost a little bit more than $2,200, but that's probably it. And I'm hoping to as well parlay this into approaching the local flag companies and see if we can get some kind of deal with them as well. I'd like to keep it local. I don't want to always have to go online, so local is better.
I think it sounds like a good idea.
What's the height recommendation for a pole?
Sorry, Jay, what was that?
Oh, I was just curious to what the height recommendation would be for a pole in terms of how tall would it be?
The one that we currently there is 40 feet tall. You can't really tell because it is bent, but that we wouldn't want to go any higher, especially with the trees and everything. So I think you want to have it low enough where people can see the flags.
All right, I'm gonna have to excuse myself. I think the flag replacement sounds like a good idea. Probably not Red Oak, but whatever we can afford.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Does anyone have do you want me, John, to come back with a proposal and give you exactly what we would be looking to replace it with? I can do that. That's fine with me. I just wanted to have the conversation started so we're all on the same page, because especially being such a historic cemetery, we want to pay homage to those, but also make sure it doesn't stick out like a sore thumb.
I think that's a reasonable approach, Greg. How do the rest of the board members feel about this?
I think it's fine to replace it because anything would be better than what's there now. But the questions that we've brought up here, I would like to see all in one place before making a decision on, the material and the height and the color even. So Greg can give us a little bit more information. We may be meeting earlier than next month, so just keep that in mind.
I can easily go ahead, Jay. Sorry.
I was going to say thank you, Greg, for bringing this to our attention. I love the idea, and I look forward to seeing what type and design you come up with.
Excellent. I will be back and I will get that information to you, and that way you can kind of give us the green light and we can hopefully get it done before Veterans Day. That's my goal. So it's November. So hopefully we have a little bit of time.
Good.
Good. Thanks, Greg.
Thank you, Greg. Does anybody else have any other business? No? All right, I will see you Thursday night, Julie.
Yes.
Okay. If not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move to adjourn.
Second?
I'll second.
So moved.
All in favor? Julie?
Aye.
Aye.
Jay?
Aye.
John?
Aye.